Hello everyone, welcome to the SQRT channel. In this video we are going to take a problem that has log in both sides of the equation. The problem that we are going to talk about is on the left hand side we have SQRT root of log of negative x, and on the right hand side we have log of SQRT root of x to the power of 2. In this problem, the base of both logs are 10. These two logs are equal and we are looking to find the value that we can have for x. Before moving forward to talk about the solution, make sure that you pause the video to think about this problem. See you in a bit. Now let's talk about the solution to this problem. But before that, I'm going to talk about what we have for log to have a better understanding of what we are facing here. Remember, the domain of a log function is real numbers greater than 0 and the range is real numbers. So let's start with what we have on the right hand side. On the right hand side we have log of SQRT root of x to the power of 2. If we are not careful, then we are going to just write SQRT root of x squared as x, but here we need to be careful. Since the domain of a log function is real numbers greater than 0, then SQRT root of x squared needs to be greater than 0. Now if x is greater than 0, then we can just write SQRT root of x squared as x. But if x is less than 0, then SQRT root of x squared is going to be negative x. That's part of the story. On the other hand, on the other part of the story, we have log of negative x, and we need to have negative x as a positive value too. So this leads to x less than 0. Now, considering both cases, we need to say that x is a negative number here. With that, we are going to move forward to talk about other aspects of this problem. So we know that x is a negative number here. So let's simplify the equation a little bit more. On the left hand side, we are going to write it as is, but on the right hand side we are going to write SQRT root of x squared as negative x. Now the problem is a little bit more interesting. We have SQRT root of log of negative x is equal to log of negative x, and we are looking forward to find the value that we have for x. Now let's talk about another property that we can infer from this equation. On the left hand side we have a radical. Obviously, the answer to this radical is going to be a positive or 0 value. So we can say that the left hand side is a positive or 0 value, and as such the right hand side needs to be a positive or 0 value. We are going to use that and write log of negative x needs to be a positive or 0. With that, if log of negative x is greater than or equal to 0, then negative x needs to be greater than or equal to 1, and x needs to be less than or equal to negative 1. So we limited the range even more, and we are going to use it to solve the problem that we have in a bit. Now let's use a for log of negative x. On the left hand side we are going to have radical a, and on the right hand side we are going to just have a. And we know that a is going to be greater than or equal to 0. This is a simple equation, and to solve it we can just take power of 2 of both sides and then we will have a squared minus a is equal to 0, or a times a minus 1 is equal to 0, and accordingly a can be 0 or 1. Both of these are valid since they are 0 or positive. Now we have log of negative x as 0, and we can say that negative x needs to be 1, so x is going to be negative 1. On the other hand, log of negative x is going to be 1, and negative x is going to be 10, and x is going to be negative 10. Both of these values are valid since we found that x needs to be less than or equal to negative 1. So this problem has two answers, negative 1 and negative 10. And that concludes our solution. Thanks for watching the video. If you would like to see more puzzles, math-involved activities, and problems from different math competitions and Olympiads, please kindly subscribe to this channel. This is the SQRT channel. See you in the next video.